Hey guys, Tech Timmy here. So over at the unboxing station right now, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Ideanthro sound card. That's really a full-on sound mixing board for streamers, podcasters, and audio creators. This thing comes packed with a bunch of really cool features and special effects, as well as a high-end microphone and potentially even a standard boom arm, if I remember it properly. Without further ado, let's get this thing out of the box.
Oh boy, it's Tech Timmy time.
Yay! All right, and here we go. Let's see what we have here. Okay, instructions on the top, and there's foam, which is a good sign, particularly knowing how beat up this box looks. Let's pull out our wiring first. Okay, so here we have a 3.5 millimeter audio to audio jack cable. I'm gonna set that aside for a second. And here I believe we have another 3.5 audio jack to audio jack male-to-male cable. Here we have our USB-A to USB-C cable, and I'll show you what those are for in a minute. This pulls out, okay. Ooh, and there it is. And the crazy thing is, this looks super monochrome right now, but when we turn it on, you'll see how colorful it is. That's something that actually stood out to me. Pretty dramatic watching the other videos, and I do like to do the initial peel here just so that we have the full experience. And that looks nice and clean. How satisfying is that? Super excited. Reminds me of my old DJ days, the old mixing board days. I'll go over some of them at a high level in a second. Foam. We love foam. All right, and then down here we have some additional wiring. These are actually comes with headphones, so it comes with some nice earbud style, and headphones are actually optional as well. You don't really need to use headphones either. So you're gonna get rid of the foam here, and then okay, so here we have several additional pieces. I'm going to speed up the video, take everything out, put it on the table so that this doesn't go too long. All right, so first things first, all I can say is, wow, this comes with a lot for what you get for the money. This guy right here is your power connector, so you want to plug the USB-C end into some sort of a power adapter on the USB-A side. I already plugged mine in using a different cable just because I had one handy at my unboxing station here. So I'm plugged in, ready to go. I'm just going to hold down the button and the thing just lights up. How crazy is that? All right, let's get this thing assembled. I will explain the different pieces to you and so forth, but first things first, we'll set up the microphone. Let's do that. This here is the microphone base. And what we want to do is we want to take this guy, the heavy end. Well, actually, let's assemble this first because I have a feeling this attachment is what will give us our mouth guard, or spit guard, if you will, here. So this just cranks in like there. We just want to twist that on. And this is where we have our slider, which is great. I'm going to actually see if I can. So this turns in like this to tighten it. And now it's nice and tight. So I'm going to connect it to the base neck. And this should just turn a few times. And they even have a nice padded bottom, so it's not going to scratch your favorite table. I like that a lot. And so that sits up nicely, doesn't it? Okay. And now we need to connect in the microphone itself. All right, so it took me a minute to figure this out, but the trick here is that this guy just sits inside there, and you kind of need to press it a little bit firmly to get it to go in. See if I can show you the angle here I have. So it goes in just like that. I would say don't press on it too hard. It is plastic after all, but once you get it in, it just sits nicely, and we should be good to go. You see that like that? Hopefully that does it. And then so yeah, so that's the microphone seated in the stand here. And now this guy, which is, I guess, I'm going to call this a spit protector. I believe this goes on maybe. You can basically just position this any way you want. It just clips on like that. So that will actually protect the microphone. And also, I think it also provides a little bit of sound padding as well. In addition to the very cool mixer, we have a professional studio grade microphone here as well, which I love. And I think this was actually going to play really well on camera. So that looks professional quality. I like the silver top and so forth. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and then I'll show, oh yeah, wait a minute. Hold on, first let's finish the microphone install here. So this guy here, so this XLR cable is to go into the bottom of your mic after you get it installed. So we basically want the female side to go into the male side of the microphone there, and that should snap into place, and it does. So if this comes undone, it's going to push it back inside, and then you're good to go there. Now this guy, yeah, and you can balance this on the base so that the base is in the center. That will prevent it from falling over. So I sort of strongly recommend doing that. And then this, the other end of the XLR microphone, you just plug into right here. The only one that makes sense for it, right? And that just snaps into place like that. Then you're good to go. So now we actually have the microphone connected. So this guy here is to connect either to your phone or your PC. So this will support both Android and iPhones. as well as a PC connector. And it's nice that they give us this cool braided cable here with different connectors at the end. So if you have an old school Lightning iPhone or a newer phone, you can use the USB Type-C, and that just goes on like that if you have the older phone. And then on this side, we also have both a USB Type-C connector and USB Type-A, depending on your connector on the other side. So in this case, I would actually connect this into, so this is going to go, so here we go, digital audio, right, so PC. So PC live means either live to your PC or to your phone. So in my case, I'm gonna connect this end of the USB connector into the mixing board, and then I would take the other end. In my case, I have an iPhone 16, I will connect that end. The other jacks on the back are for audio, basically audio out. So if you wanted to use your favorite headphones, for instance, you could actually connect them in to either of the audio. Well, I think there's three actually, yeah. So we have so live interface, live 1, live 2, and then we have a music input as well. So very, very cool product. I can't wait to get this in the rotation and actually start to play with this as part of my live streams and my podcasts and so forth. But just a real quick rundown of the features. So here's your master volume, what they call monitor volume. This is going to be the volume of your recording output. This is your effect volume. So in terms of your sound effects, ear horns and applause and all that good stuff. And then over here, we have a reverb for the instruments only. Voice cancellation, which I believe means that you can actually remove the voices from your favorite audio tracks and just play the instrumental version, which is pretty cool. Dodge means that if you are speaking, like over live stream, say, and you're playing music in the background, that will automatically lower volume. You have microphone high, mic middle, mic low, mic, you can play with that to adjust your heart's content, to adjust the volume settings. And then over here we have our recording volume and also our line volume as well. I believe that's for external. And then here is where the magic happens, if you will. So you have all of these cool features and functions. So here's the custom ones that I recommend at the beginning of the video. And then they have some built-in sound effects as well. So you have a kiss, laughter, applause, 666, passion, face slap, big laugh, victory, and gunfire. Those are the ones that come out of the box. And then over here, we have a voice changer button if you wanted to add a chipmunk effect or a monster effect to your voice, say, tone, MC, and so forth. Again, I will do a separate video on this demonstrating all of this stuff at a later date. For now, I just want to do the unboxing and setup video for you guys. Yeah, guys, I mean, you really do get a lot for your money with this guy. But anyhow, I just want to do a simple unboxing video, give you guys a first look. Hopefully this video helped you guys in terms of setup. And so again, this is the Ideanthro C200 sound card. That's really a full-blown mixing board and budget studio setup for audio. And yeah, I'll actually leave a link to this down below in the description if you're interested in checking it out. And hope to see you next one.